we're here at the Survivors Camp with a true veteran of Lost, Mr. Terry OQuinn, who plays the enigmatic John Locke. Terry, hello.
Hello.
For me, John is probably one of the most integral characters in the show, though I'm still not quite sure why yet. What is it that you love about playing him?
I love that there are two different John Lockes. I love that there's his one back in his real life and the person on the island are vastly different. I like that a lot. That's almost like having two roles.
The season 5 finale was explosive. Is John Locke resurrected?
When they rolled him out of that cargo box from the airplane, he looked dead to me, and I think he's dead.
Okay.
Well,
you're never quite sure who's dead and who's not.
When Sun says, that's John Locke, who is that in there?
She said it like that, didn't she?
Who is that in the side? Yeah, I can't be like her, but yeah. Well, I have that question too. That's not been answered yet, and I'm waiting like the rest of the fans to see who in fact that is. It
feels like we're gearing up for a battle between good and evil in season 6. Would you agree with that?
I would tend to agree with it. I don't know the answer to it, but it feels that way to me as a fan of the show. That's what it feels like. Right from the beginning, when John Locke held up, one white stone and one black stone, I don't think they could have been clearer.
They could have been clearer. They could have said. They could have been. Trust me, they could have been clearer. Some of my favourite scenes in Lost, right, are definitely the ones where you share screen time with the marvellous Michael Emerson. Lost as a show is captivating, but those scenes in particular are for me the most captivating scenes. What is it like when you're actually working beside him?
Michael and I are probably the closest in age of the cast, and we have a similar history in the theater, and we have a similar way of working, and I feel like I know and can completely rely on the person across from me when I'm working with Michael, and I want to work with him again.
What would you say your most memorable moment is working on Lost?
Well, one of them would be with Michael in that scene where Locke was trying to hang himself, and Ben came and thwarted him and then strangled him anyway. That was a pretty great scene.
What kind of place were you in before he walked in?
It's funny because that episode, Locke was supposed to go back and convince everybody to come back with him, and I thought it was pretty weak. His efforts, I thought, he wasn't very convincing. He had been told that he was going to have to die, so my rationale was that he already knows he's going to have to die, so he's just going to visit these people. They're not going to come. He's going to have to die. And I think he had accepted that, and I think that when he got up on that table in that squalid hotel room, he was prepared to die. And that Ben came in and gave him a little bit of hope, and it was just bitter and ironic that he didn't. And in fact, in this new season, whoever I am, whoever the John Locke is now, talks to Ben about that moment.
This is your last season filming here. What do you think you'll miss most about working on the show?
I'll get all misty-eyed if I think too much about what I love about it.
Okay.
Where we're sitting right here.
I don't want to make you cry in this interview. No, although it would be a pretty good interview if I made John Locke cry right now.
Hey, no, I think he cried every 5 minutes in the show. You couldn't go through an episode without John Locke crying, right? Bring him to tears. This place right here where we're sitting is one of the things I loved about this job.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is a great location.
The island, being on the island.
The island in this particular set. This is Survivor Camp number 2. Our first one was way over there on the beach over that. And this one is just such a great place, and I have memories of sitting around with the whole cast and doing photo shoots, and Naveen Andrews would be playing the guitar, and we'd all be singing songs together and occasionally doing a little acting. This experience, from the producers through the cast to the crew, is unlike anything I've ever done, and I don't think it's going to happen again in my life. I don't expect it. I think it would be too much to ask, and I've said that to other cast members. This is not going to happen to you again, so enjoy the ride.
Do you get excited when you get your script?
Every page has your name written on it, as, like in case anybody, if it turns up somewhere in Latvia, they're gonna come after you. But I get excited when I see that I have a lot of pages. If they say you've got one scene in it, I turn to that scene and I read it and I go, oh, that's good. I'll see the rest of it later. Okay.
There's plenty of action in Lost.
Yeah.
And Locke is he's one of the action men in there. Is there any challenges?
Every freaking day. I tell you what, I mean, I read a script one time and it said, there was a thing that said, John Locke runs through the jungle. He is lean and fast. And I said, look, I can be lean and fast the first time, and I can be lean the second time. And that's all the times you get. No more fast. You know, you run through the jungle a few times, and I said, it's magical for John Locke. It's not quite so magical for me. You know, when I get up at 2 in the morning to go take a leak and I can hardly get out of bed, I feel those days.
So over the years, you must have become a lot fitter, you know, working on this show.
Probably lost about 15 or 20 pounds working
You're
on
in
the
good
show.
shape, look at you.
I'm in okay shape. I'm still, but things hurt. I mean, see now, from our most recent adventure I had with Sawyer, my one arm doesn't quite go straight. We were hanging off a cliff. So I'm hoping that it will go straight eventually, but I can't.
And you've got some scratches on your arm as well.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that, from some new scenes? You've
Yeah,
been
that's
fighting
from
some new scenes, yeah?
That's from climbing around and running through the jungle like a child.
We all know that it's probably one of the most cinematic TV shows ever made. How does it feel?
It's, you know, I think it's halfway between film and television. It's the production values to me have always exceeded anything I've seen on television before. You know, from the music to the writing to the cinematography to everything. You know, it's top notch, and I'm pretty excited about it. I know I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if we ever will. It's different.
Terry, thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing for us.
Sure.
I would like you to look directly into the camera and give a message to all those Sky1 HD viewers that watch you religiously week in, week out.
What's my script?
There is no script. Just in season 6, you guys can look. You Sky1 HD viewers can look forward to.
Listen, you Sky1 HD viewers. In season 6, all will be revealed. I hope. I hope. And if you think you know who John Locke is, call me. Tell me.
Call me as well and let me know.